Sir Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman. This discovery brought the first Nobel Prize in Science for our country in 1930. These celebrations of important scientific days with associated events bring scientific awareness in the community and widely spread a message about the importance of science in our daily life. The theme for the National Science Day 2023 is Global Science for Global Well-being. In accordance with this time VIT-AP has organized expert talks, exhibitions, industry conclave, poster presentations, and many more competitions. Once again, thank you all for joining us today, and we hope you all will enjoy this science fiesta. Now, may I request Dr. S. Srinivas, Professor, School of Advanced Sciences, to welcome the gathering.
Respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Kota Reddy sir, Chief Guest of today's function, Padma Shri Awardee, Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy, Founder, Chairman and Board Member, CN, Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad and IIT Roorkee. Guests of Honor, Dr. B. Rakeshwar, Vice President and Head of Chemistry, Active Pharmaceutical Ingredients Research and Development Division, Dr. Reddy's Laboratory, Hyderabad, Mr. Satish Rajmani, IT Leader, Entrepreneur, Leadership Coach and Adjunct Professor, New Jersey and VIT alumnus, Registrar of the University, Professor Mudiganti Jagadish Kumar, Dean of the School, Professor Shantanu Mandal, Deans of other schools, Directors of the Research Divisions, Head of the Departments, colleagues and participants. Good morning to all. First of all, I would like to thank each one of you for joining this National Science Day event. National Science Day is celebrated to mark the discovery of Raman effect by Nobel laureate, physicist Sir C.V. Raman on 28th February 1928. The main objective of celebrating National Science Day is to spread the message of the importance of science and its applications used in daily life among the people, and to encourage the scientific-minded people to explore further new discoveries and inventions for a better society. I feel great and proud to say that the School of Advanced Sciences, along with the IAEC cell, is conducting this event. Over the past 5 years, many events such as FDP seminars, national and international workshops, conferences, symposiums have been conducted successfully by each and every school of our university with a view to serve the society by sharing knowledge and expertise with the teaching and scientific community of other institutions. With that experience, I guarantee that this event will be a productive one and worth your precious time. A total of 350 participants covering about 16 states registered for this event. Industry persons are visiting as a part of the industry conclave, and as a part of the book fair, several bookstalls have come forward to participate. And participants will be taking part in several events, competitions such as science exhibition with the theme Innovation in Science, poster presentation with the same theme Innovation in Science, treasure hunt, debate competitions, quiz competitions, sketch your thoughts, and so on. I wish this event enlightens the participants and enable them to understand some developments in science and enable them to improve their overall skills. I bid a very warm welcome on behalf of the university and on my personal behalf to all the renowned speakers and participants who took out their valuable time and joined us today to be a part of this activity. We are honored to have you all with us. We feel delighted to welcome you all. With these few words, have a wonderful day and enjoy the fruitful sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Srinivas. Now, may I request Dr. Dripta, Assistant Professor, School of Advanced Sciences, to introduce the guest of honor, Mr. Satish Rajamani.
Thank you, Dr. Sadhanandan. Good morning, everyone. I am honored to introduce Mr. Satish Rajamani. He is a proud VIT alumni from the 1996 batch of Mechanical Engineering. He has completed his MS from BITS Pilani and has completed his executive course at Harvard Business School. He started his career at Rane NSK, an Indo-US Japanese joint venture. He then moved on to spend over a decade at Oracle Corporation playing multiple different roles. He played a key role in incubating and developing several teams at Oracle. He joined Cognizant to incubate their enterprise Q&A team and grow it to a team of excellence in his 8 years tenure. He started his own organization about 5 years back, providing advisory services based out of New Jersey to the CEOs, CIOs, CTOs of leading organizations. He mentors and coaches startups. His incubation style is based on lean principles. He mentors and coaches, and he has a passion for teaching. He has taught BTech, MTech, and MBA students at VIT and the students at IIM Bangalore and BIM when he was in India. He is currently an adjunct professor at the New Jersey Institute of Technology and Rutgers University in New Jersey. Earlier, he was also a member of the VIT Board of Studies in the School of Mechanical and Building Science. He is also the past chairman of VIT Alumni Association. He has over 25 years of experience in industry and academia. Now, may I request Mr. Rajamani to address the gathering.
Hello everyone, good morning, happy National Science Day. Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, the Chief Guest of Honor, Deans, Professors, students and all the participants. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be back in my alma mater. VIT is something, whatever I am today is because of VIT. It's always like my second home, and again, VIT-AP is also pretty special to me because I've been associated with VIT-AP right from the first year. I came for the first batch, first week of orientation program, and I can just see the way it has developed leaps and bounds in the last 5 years. In fact, our Chancellor keeps telling, most of the other campuses took probably a decade to grow. I think VIT-AP and VIT Bhopal has is probably growing much faster than the other two slightly older branches of VIT. Having said that, it's such an important day today, and we all know how today India is playing a vital role in the STEM area, be it science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And in fact, even a couple of the past presidents of the United States had even told the students of US, hey guys, if you don't focus on the STEM education, then there are going to be people from India and China who is going to come and grab your job. So that's the importance of science, especially the role it plays not only in developing the nations but also in the global economy, right? And today we all know how India specifically during the pandemic, how it contributed to the welfare of the entire world, and that's indeed a sort of a theme which is related to the global well-being, which is there for today's National Science Day celebration. And I'm really happy the way VIT especially is supporting the initiatives related to science, the scientific research activities, and I'm always proud that VIT always tops in most of the research publications that are published by various bodies. The amount of high impact scores which many of our research scholars and the professors get in various rankings that are usually published. We all know that more than 35% of India's population is today lesser than 20 years of old, right? And most of the other well-developed nations, be it Japan, US, UK, they are all becoming much older, which means the future is certainly going to be determined by the youth of the nation. And for them to be very successful, the science education is going to be the fundamental. And in fact, we have a most beloved and respected chief guest today. I'm eagerly looking forward to hear from Sir. He's an author of a very, very, very famous book. He will also talk about it hopefully in today's event. And I really wanted, one of the key things which I really wanted to communicate, especially to the students, is that Being focused is something which is important at this point of time, especially related to the field of studies which we are all in, because there's going to be huge amount of competition, and certainly the science education, the research activities which we take is something which is going to really help us out. And more important thing, VIT is known for the placements. At the end of the course, most of our students end up with 3 or 4 jobs. That's always there. But the best place to experiment, the best place to innovate, the best place to dirty your hands with entrepreneurship or your new ideas is when you're inside the campus. And all those opportunities are certainly provided within the campus. It's just a question of making use of that facilities, leveraging the facilities, be it the incubation cell, be it the entrepreneurship cell, be it the various research labs that are available at your disposal. So that's probably my only request to all the students. Leverage it. That's something which is important. Focus plus leveraging the facilities, the infrastructure and the resources that are available is something which is going to help you to be much more successful than many of us who are already graduated out of VIT. So wishing you all the very best, and I once again congratulate our VIT management, our Vice Chancellor, sir, all the professors and organizers of today's event. It's indeed a great pleasure, and thanks for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Once a VITian, always a VITian. You always make us proud, sir. Thank you so much for sharing a few words with us. Now, may I request Dr. Dripta to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Rakeshwar Bandichor.
It's my honor to introduce Dr. Rakeshwar Bandichor. He did his PhD in chemistry from CDRI and University of Lucknow and University of Regensburg, Germany in the year 2001. He joined University of Regensburg as a postdoctoral fellow in 2002. After completion, he joined University of Philadelphia, USA in 2004 as a postdoctoral researcher. He did another postdoc from Texas A&M University, College Station, Texas from 2005 to 2006. He joined Dr. Reddy's laboratory in 2007 as senior scientist. Since then, he has been associated with Dr. Reddy's laboratory. He held various positions such as Associate Director, Director, Head of Chemistry. Currently, he is the Vice President and Head of Chemistry at Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Hyderabad. He has received many prestigious awards in his career. Few of them are Anveshan Award, Chairman Excellence Award in the category of Individual Functional Excellence, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Hyderabad, ISCB prestigious award in the area of process chemistry, Green Innovation Award by IGCW, CRSI Bronze Medal, STE Green Excellence Award. He has been nominated for prestigious Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award in the years 2017 and 2018. He has more than 150 international publications, more than 30 patents for chemical processes. He has delivered more than 100 invited lectures at prestigious conferences and universities. He has noteworthy contribution to the Indian pharmaceutical industry and mentored many scientists at industry by helping them upgrade their education from masters to PhDs. He serves as advisory board of editors of European Journal of Organic Chemistry and OPRD, which is an ACS flagship journal in process chemistry. He serves as a BOS and BOG members of Institute of Science and Engineering, Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Hyderabad. Now I would request Dr. Bandichor to address the audience.
So, good morning everyone, and wish you National Science Day, which is being celebrated to mark the discovery of scattering of light, and also it is known as Raman effect, right? So, we need to take certain inspiration from Professor C.V. Raman, right? Once he said he is a master of failures. So why did he say? Because unless we fail, we don't have avenues to learn. So one when you encounter certain failures in career, day-to-day life, I think we should get more motivated rather than regretting or kind of thinking, why did I fail? So, science is progressing with a rapid pace. And, if you look at the 20 years back, what kind of science we used to do, particularly since I'm from pharmaceutical background and chemical sciences, we used to conduct experiment in the lab. Still we do, but things are being changed because one factor at a time, understanding of the chemical processes is no more relevant. So we need to look at certain factors which is responsible to give you perfect outcome or optimal outcome. Our brain cannot simulate more than 2 factors at a time. You need to make use of certain computational or statistical tools. And why I'm talking about, because science is getting multidisciplinary, and next 50 years from now, it's going to be about artificial intelligence and machine learning, and more so augmented reality. So these 3 things, they are subsets of each other, not only related to certain disciplines, for example computer science or engineering. It is going to be everywhere. You can think of social engineering, you can think of traffic management, you can think of optimizing the process in such it need not to be chemical processes, any kind of process that you take on. If you don't understand how artificial intelligence is going to play a role, I think you will be lagging behind. So, artificial intelligence, machine learning, they are based on the data sets. And in any discipline of science, we deal with massive amount of data. So if you understand relevance of data, then your predictability, accuracy of prediction is going to be much, much higher. So that is why even in the area of drug discovery, usually it takes 15 years, but with the help of huge amount of data available in a particular therapeutic category, you can literally predict the atomic properties of a molecule without doing any experiment. What could be the outcome? What could be the toxicity? What could be the dissolution profile? What could be the absorption? Parameters that you need to consider to arrive to a lead molecules. So even if you look at typical conducting experiment in the lab, there are certain tools you can just figure it out what would be the yield of a chemical reaction without conducting experiment today. So as I said, you people are future of the country, and we talk about making India self-reliant. And our chairman is kind of a great example who has written a book, Engineered in India, from dreams to $1 billion science company that is founder chairman of that. So he is a living example, and the priority that is being set by the Indian government and through STEM. I think we need to live with that reality and understand how to connect the dot, no matter which discipline you are working in. Trying to collaborate. Collaboration is the future for any science discipline, and understand how to translate your ideas from R&D lab to the commercial level. Otherwise, what happens? We have a huge talent pool, but we are not able to translate the brilliant ideas to the reality. So my sincere request is, whatever you learn, try to find application of that. It doesn't matter which area you are working in. If you find application, that is nothing but a translation research, and try to collaborate with the corporate and industries so that your ideas can be realized in the benefit of society. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and wish you once again National Science Day.
As Sir said, the overall process of developing a new chemical entity into an approved therapy that is safe and effective in treating or preventing disease is a very complex process. It's our privilege to have Dr. Bandit Shaw, a veteran in this area of pharmaceutical industry, for this event. Thank you so much for those inspiring words. Now, may I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. S.T. Kothareddy, to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Chief guest, respected Dr. B.V. Mohan Reddy Garu, Founder, Chairman and Board Member, signed. Chairman, Board of Governors, IIT Hyderabad, IIT Roorkee, Padma Shri Award winner. Guest of Honor, Dr. Rakeshwar B., Vice President and Head of Chemistry, API PR&D, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Hyderabad, and Mr. Satish Rajaman Garu, IT leader, entrepreneur, leadership coach and adjunct professor, New Jersey, and also the VIT alumnus. Registrar, Dr. Jagadish Chandra Mudiganti, Dean SAS, Dr. Shantanu Mandal, Director IIEC, Dr. Amit Chavan, Senior Professor, School of Advanced Sciences, Professor S. Srinivas, distinguished guests, directors, deans, delegates, faculty and staff members, and my dear students. I wish you all a very happy National Science Day. I am very delighted to welcome you all to this National Science Day celebrations at VIT-AP University, organized by School of Advanced Sciences and our Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center. My hearty congratulations to School of Advanced Sciences and the Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Cell to organize this wonderful event. The importance of National Science Day, we all should know. It's a very, very important day. The basic objective of this National Science Day celebration is to inspire or encourage the students like you. Basically, if you are inspired or if you are encouraged, more innovations will come in science, engineering and technology. I always say that the science and engineering and technology should go hand in hand. We cannot differentiate. The basic reason is whatever the fundamental research is happening, whatever new knowledge is generated, that should be translated into products, which is done by engineering and technology. That is why I always say that the science and engineering should go together. Then in India, basically to organize this National Science Day, the main objective is, as I mentioned, it is to inspire the youngsters, students and the young scientists to bring out the innovations, etc. But another important point all of us should know, at global level, India is standing where? What exactly is happening in the science and engineering and technology? And if you see the publications, now in terms of scientific publications in the entire world, I have 2020 data. China published 7,44,042 papers. USA published 6,24,554. UK published 1,98,500. Whereas India published 1,91,590. The number is large. 1,91,590 is large. But when you compare with China and USA, our numbers are very less. Though we are at 4th rank in the entire world, the gap is large. China is publishing almost 4 times the publications of India. Now that gap is large. Now there is a role for each one of us, like all universities, all institutions, all the scientific laboratories in the country have a role in this. That means we need to enhance our publications. Now if you see the patent publications also on innovation side, the China is publishing almost 6,95,946 patents, and USA, per year it is, USA 3,27,307, Japan 1,84,372, South Korea 1,45,882, whereas India published only 30,722. Though we are at 5th rank, but the gap you see, China is publishing more than 20 times of patents what we publish. Now there is a huge gap, and this gap also has to be filled. There is a role of all of us, all universities, institutions, R&D institutions, and students, professors, everybody. But the government, what government is doing, there should be encouragement from the government. There is little government also has to do. If you see the allocation of the funds for the scientific research, it was in 22-23, in the financial year 22-23, it was 14,217 crore. And in 23-24, the recent budget, which was presented on 1st February 2023, it was 16,361 crores. Now this is actually, if you compare with the overall budget, it is just 0.36%. That is very, very less. And if you see the GDP, in terms of GDP, in Korea, for example, if you take Korea, 4.8% of their GDP is allocated for the research. And similarly, the other developed countries like United States, it is like 3.45%. And China is spending almost 2.4%. But whereas we are spending only 0.7% of our GDP for the R&D activities. And this number has to be increased significantly. That is in the hands of government. Government has to do a lot of work on the spending also. When we are spending more money or when we are allocating more funds for the R&D activities, definitely the output also will increase. Now this is a little bit, I wanted to tell you that what is the role of government and what is the role of each one of us. That is why I just wanted to mention that. And on this occasion, I would like to talk some of the major achievements and the developments that are happening in VIT-AP University. Apart from teaching, our focus is on research, innovation, incubation, and collaborations. These three areas we are working very strong. So then in the research side, the university is providing internal seed grants, and faculty members, research scholars, and students are getting the external funding for their projects. With internal funding and external funding, our faculty members have published 1,123 publications in Scopus Industrial Journals, and out of this 1,123, 535 publications our faculty published in 2022. It's a big achievement. In 2023, our aim is to publish 1,000 papers in Scopus Index journals. I am confident that this is possible with commitment, hard work, and with the dedicated faculty members, research scholars, and students. And whatever achievement we have done, that is the hard work of each one of you. A big round of applause for all faculty, staff members, research scholars, students for this great achievement. Another area of our focus is innovation and incubation. We are establishing the state-of-the-art innovation and incubation facility in around 15,000 square feet area. And we have launched around 12 the startups this year. And we have signed MOUs with several industries like IKP Knowledge Park, IBS Global, Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, and TIE, etc. as innovation eco partners. Then coming to the patent publications, our Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship Center is giving the opportunity to all of you to publish the patents. If you have any innovative idea, please come forward. And you need not spend any money. University will take care of all expenses. Then we will publish the patents. Please come forward if you have any innovative idea. Definitely that will translate into a patent publication. And coming to the numbers, since our inception, we have published 221 patents as of now. And in the calendar year 2021, we published 93 patents. And in 2022, we published 91 patents. And in 2023, in January itself, we published around 12 patents. This year, in 2023, our aim is to publish 150 patents. And again, I am confident that it is possible with the hard work and commitment of our faculty, research scholars and students. And in the last year, if you see, 2022, in patent publications, VIT-AP University is number 1 in the country under emerging universities category. That is again biggest achievement of all of you. The third area is the collaborations. Apart from the international university collaborations, we are working very closely with industries. Now, as of now, we have signed 40 MOUs with various industries for certifications, joint research, placements, training, etc. Today, we are signing 3 MOUs with various industries. That they are Apex Solutions Limited, then the Federation of Andhra Pradesh Small and Medium Industries Association, and Tanali Double Horse. These 3 MOUs we are going to sign today in the afternoon. The prominent MOUs, whatever we have signed so far, are Intel Corporation and Boston IT Solutions UK. As part of these collaborations, we are establishing centers of excellence in AI and robotics, IoT and cyber security. We are also discussing with industry partners like Siemens, IBM to establish these centers and become the industry partners. We are also discussing with international universities like Binghamton University, then Swinburne University, Australia, Santa Clara University, USA, to be the knowledge partners for these centers. On this occasion, I request Shri Dr. Mohan Reddy Garu to help us to get more collaborations from industries, and I request him to extend his helping hand to sign MOU with Science with VIT-AP University. I am sure that that collaboration will be fruitful, and it will, we will sign MOU soon. Then the other, actually I have a big list of achievements. Because of lack of time, I have to conclude. And before I conclude, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. B.V. Mohan Reddy Garu, to accept our invitation. In spite of his busy schedule, with one phone call, he accepted. And thank you very much, sir, for coming here. And another, the guest of honor, Mr. Satish Rajamani. Just last week, he told me that he is visiting India. Then he said that when I should visit VIT-AP. Then I said, you please come on 28th itself, because we have National Science Day celebrations. I requested him to participate in this event. He accepted immediately and then said, okay, I am coming. In spite of, actually, I think just yesterday or day before yesterday only landed here, and he came here to attend this event. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation. And similarly, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Dr. Rakeshwar Garu and to address the gathering. Thank you very much, sir. And before I conclude, I would like to appreciate the efforts of convener Dr. Shantanu Mandal, the Dean, School of Advanced Sciences, co-convener, Director, Innovation, Incubation, Entrepreneurship Cell, Dr. Amit Chavan, Professor S. Srinivas, and all faculty and staff members, research scholars and students who are working tirelessly to make this event successful. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best.
Dear sir, words can't express how much we appreciate your constant support and encouragement. We always acknowledge your leadership, hard work, and commitment towards VIT-AP. Now, may I request Dr. Tripta to introduce our chief guest, Padma Shri Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy.
It's an honor to introduce Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy. Dr. Reddy is a visionary who firmly placed India on the global engineering research and development services map by establishing Science in 1991. He went on to create the Engineered in India brand and led Science to contribute over $6.5 billion in cumulative exports from India to several global clients, including Fortune 100 companies. Dr. Reddy served as the chairman of NASCOM during 2015-16. He served as the chairman of CII Southern Region from 2008 to 2009 and currently the chairman of CII Education Council. Dr. Reddy is also the founding director of T-Hub, the largest startup incubation center in the country. He is the co-chair for the B20 Task Force on Future of Work, Skilling and Mobility, presently engaging with over 150 global experts to make recommendations to the G20 Secretariat in the next few months. Dr. Reddy took up several leadership positions to promote higher education in the country. He is currently the chairman of the Board of Governors of IIT Hyderabad and IIT Roorkee. He is a member of the Leadership Advisory Board at the University of Michigan College of Engineering, USA, and a member of the Board of Governors of Administrative Staff Colleges of India. Dr. Reddy received India's fourth highest civilian award, the Padma Shri, in 2017 for his contribution to trade and industry. He is the recipient of the Distinguished Leadership Award of the American Society of Mechanical Engineers. He was conferred Lifetime Achievement Awards from Outlook Business, Hyderabad Management Association, Hyderabad Software Enterprises Association, and the Center for Organization Development, recognizing his industry leadership, corporate excellence, and institution building. He is the recipient of Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Kanpur and is a fellow of the Institution of Engineers. Dr. Reddy holds postgraduate degrees from IIT Kanpur and University of Michigan, USA. He is the recipient of honorary doctorates from JNTU Hyderabad, JNTU Kakinada, Andhra University, Kale University, Yogi Berra University, and Veltech University. He recently released his debut book, Engineered in India, From Dreams to $1 Billion. Now, may I invite our Honorable Chief Guest, Padma Shri, Dr. B.V.R. Mohan Reddy sir, to address the gathering.
Vice Chancellor Professor Kota Reddy, Dr. Rakeshwar, we have other distinguished speakers, faculty members, my young friends, a very good morning to all of you, and a very happy National Science Day. The first question that comes up to my mind is, why do we celebrate these events like National Science Day? It's primarily because to remember the great achievements of people and help all of us to motivate ourselves to be as good as them, if not better than them. That's the spirit with which we all need to celebrate. It is because of these scientific discoveries that have happened, including Raman's effect, we are where we are today as a society. All of you sit in this comfort of an air-conditioned environment with cushioned chairs, brightened lights, an amazing sound system. All these are nothing but simple discoveries of science. Science thereafter converted into technology and tools. The technology and tools, then people started saying, there's technology available. We put these existing technologies together and provide innovation. Innovation with new products and services. And that's how this world has become a better place. Every time that we have seen over generations, a leapfrogging in terms of a discovery in science leading to technology and thereafter to a product of service, there has been an economic upliftment, and also the comforts of all of us have improved by a notch. But what we are seeing now is not a notch any longer. It's becoming much steeper. It is, as we call it, as a J curve. If you go back into history and look at the translation of this research into industrialization, the first, second, or the third, did not give the same amount of momentum in terms of new products and services coming to the marketplace. In every sphere of life, you see that change coming in. And the fact that, people like me stand on 2 feet at where I am in my age is also a reflection of what science has done to us. To give you a flavor, 500 years back, the average lifespan of a human being was 48 years. The average lifespan of a human being now is 78 years. So over 500 years, the life has grown by 30 years. Do your math. For every 17 years of research that's being done, the human life is being elongated. But not only that, thereafter what's happening is, it is still not very clear whether this human structure is made for the 78 years, or it's for 80 years or 90 years. So what's happening then is technology is intervening back again to make spare parts for the human beings. You get spare knees, you can get a spare heart, you can name it, except for the brain. Hopefully not, because people think that, if you lose your brain, you lose your identity. So therefore, the point I'm making is that research becomes extremely important for the mankind, including for their longevity, including for our health and betterment of mankind. And we have seen this science being such an important role it played in many areas. I just talked about healthcare itself, but look at a few other examples that I like to share with you. Is all about what happened with COVID-19. Typically, vaccines, I'm sure our guest of honor, Mr. Rakesh, Dr. Rakesh, will tell us more authentically about how much time it would have taken for us to develop these vaccines. Typically, a vaccine took about 10 to 11 years. That's the history. When COVID-19 struck us, it just took us 11 months for mRNA vaccine to come by. And why did it happen? How did it happen? It happened because of technology. It happened because of drug discoveries people did and applied technologies thereafter. And our belief is that these technologies do not seem to be slowing down. That's when I said the J curve is on. The technologies which are underlying are, to me, the four forces at work is computers and storage. Many of your computer science students are sitting in the audience and know, can somebody help me tell me what is Gordon-Moore's law? What is Moore's law? Please put up your hand. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Either you don't know or you're fearing to talk about it in a group like this. People don't know. Okay, I won't waste time. Gordon Moore in 1917, he was one of the co-founders of Intel. What he said was that the computers will become faster by twice. They'll become half by size. They'll also become half by price. Half, and twice. That's Gordon Moore. And what did he say further? He said this will happen every 18 months. In 2005, 30 years after Gordon Moore went and wrote this law called Moore's Law, people went to see whether Moore was right or wrong. Moore was wrong. It didn't take 18 months for people to get computers faster by twice, or make them cheaper by half, or make them smaller by half. It was taking less than 18 months. It's taking even shorter than that now as we speak. If you look at the size of a line on a PC board, it's down to 4 nanometers. Human eye could never see it. That's where we are today. That's how science has helped in terms of progression. And look at how the communications are progressing. I'm sure if I didn't have an answer on Moore's law, I wouldn't have an answer on Metcalfe's law. But please go back and Google them and find out what they are. And what Metcalfe told us is all about power of networks. If two of us are friends, we talk to each other, the power of our network is just 2 to the power of 2. But in a classroom, if the people of 20 are discussing with each other, the power of the classroom is 20 to the power of 20. That's what Metcalfe said. So how many people are connected together now in the network in the world? There are 5 billion people who are connected on the network. So people now can start saying, oh my God, the power of the network is 5 billion to the 5 billion. No, it is much more than that. It's because no longer just people are talking to people, machines are talking to machines. In 2020, we estimated that there are 15 billion more things which are also talking to each other. As I stand here, I leave my smartphone on the desk, it's already talking to my server. It's downloading all the information that's required. My AI application that I have on the machine is already sending replies to people. One-liners, it understands me well, are going back to people. So they don't even know that I'm doing parallel processing at this point of time. But more importantly, with 20 billion things and people, look at the power of that network. And the power of the network, which is increasing further. Look at the speeds at which they're going on. What's the latency on a 5G network now? What is the latency on a 5G network? Is Professor Kotarreddy scaring you off that he doesn't want you to speak in front of him? No? Surprising. Okay, I'll give up. The latency on a 5G network is 1 millisecond. What does it mean to you and me? There were applications in the past which were not possible are being done by 5G networks. What's the example? We all talk about remote healthcare. We talk about teleconsulting. To me, it's all past. Ages have gone by. That's Stone Age. What's the current with 5G technologies? I can have a doctor sitting 1,000 miles away from where the patient is, having a digital twin of the patient in front of him. He is moving a stylus, but actually simultaneously the knife is moving on the patient. If there's a bleed, he can do an instantaneous clot. That's the power of technology in terms of communication. So look at the second force. Look at my third force, I'll tell you. My third force is all about sensors. These were, in the age I grew, the age when I read about them, ugly looking devices, large in size, humongous in cost. What are they like now? They've gained the same 3 principles can apply. They become smaller, cheaper, and smarter. They're not becoming faster, I would say they're smarter. And what are they trying to do? What are these sensors that I'm talking about? How many sensors do all of us have? God gave us? Very good. At least somebody replied me. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. But I think we all have to learn that. Be brave. If somebody gives you an opportunity, take that opportunity, grab it. 5 senses God gave us. the ability to feel, the ability to see, hear, smell, and taste. Trust me, the computers have all those five senses now. In some areas, they do better than us. Take the example of, I'm sure some of you go to a doctor, he gets an X-ray done of a chest. Thereafter, what does the doctor do? Takes the chest, they puts it against a light and says, oh yeah, you're clean, and go away. But you put it against a computer. If there is a real problem, it can detect 1 year ahead of the doctor. That's a lesion on a lung. Occasionally, all of you are hearing now that in a computer chess game, the computer would beat the human being. Right? We all read it. But what would happen is another 5 years to 7 years from now, the computers will beat the human being every game you think about. The only deficiency right now with the computer is the number of neurons that are there. And the neurons with the size, the way in which semiconductors are going on, the neurons will be built. But here is the beauty that will come by thereafter. If you look at a human brain, the neurons are there, but they're all networked in a fixed manner. In a computer network, my network is very dynamic. And added to that, my smartness, you call it, my IQ, you call it, is all one time. I change a little bit based on the ecosystem. Difficult to change. But what will happen to the computers? As you get a new operating system, new version of the operating system, the computer is becoming smarter and smarter. The same hardware remains. So therefore, the third force which is at work right now is all about sensors. And these sensors, they can do amazing things. I can't believe some of the things that I see myself from day to day. Somebody demonstrated the other day, there's a power plant in South Africa. He just threw, I was sitting in Tel Aviv, in Israel. This is a startup in Israel. So he instructs the guy there saying that just throw the sensors on the floor. And thereafter, what we see is that the sensors are in a position to now decipher what's the health of the power plant. What's the output that's going on, which is the shaft which is making noise, which bearing requires attention in the next 30 days, 60 days. This is the type of information that's coming out. But the sensors are doing one thing much more amazing. And what is that thing that is amazingly happening at this point of time is they put oceans of data. Teraflops of data that is being put. We're finding it very difficult to manage the data at this point of time. We're actually very confused about, we never knew that this data will become so much. So therefore, we have to now have interventions. The sensors have an edge on them. What is an edge on the sensor? Is basically you're putting a computer on a little thing called a sensor. For the edge to decide what is the data that has to come upstream and what is the data that can be just flushed. And this data is helping us in terms of making sure that we build those artificial intelligence, machine learning. All these are because of the data sets availability to us, which is humongous. And from a situation that this technology was called information technology, what are we trying to call it as? It is technology which is not just for information, it's for decision making. Decision making in real time. Decision making in terms of instantaneous, real time decision making. You can program it in such a way it doesn't require your intervention anymore. But the sum total of the story is that you are being benefited. I can give you innumerable number of examples. You can name an industry, and I'll give you an example of how AI is changing that industry. You might be interested in saying, sir, does it intervene in education? Yes, it does. We have an app that's running, and I was the person who actually originated this idea. It's called the Future Skills. We're trying to, because technology is changing at such a pace, we are at this point of time trying to say we need to reskill our people, upskill our people. Degrees will not last forever. You constantly need to learn. This is some of the messages to all of you too. So we have a Future Skills program. And in the Future Skill program, the content is all digital at this point of time. What we have done further is that there's an AI engine in the system which actually creates an individual learning path for each student. Typically, with all respect to all the power of faculty who is here, and I'm also a faculty member, I should also confess that I teach leadership at IIT Hyderabad. I keep joking with people, the teachers teach only the front benchers, not the rest of the people. Whereas when you get down to an AI algorithm of this nature, it's teaching everybody in the class because it is creating an individual learning path. So based on the ability to learn, it gives you information. So therefore, the world is changing and you are at the right place. And rightly so. I think this technology, there is hard evidence. I can go on and on. I'm so passionate about it. Pardon me on that. You look at the top 5 companies in the world, 30 years back, there's only one technology company. You look at the top 5. The Google, or the Microsoft, or the Apple, or the Amazon, or the Twitter. What are we seeing further? We're seeing adoption has become so good, so fast. People give examples of WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook. Trust me, 3 months from now we'll find a new example. And people guess what could be the one which is now changing the face of the world in terms of knowledge? Very good. So that very good. Thank you. ChatGPT will have the fastest amount of adoption. It has its challenges, all right. It has serious challenges at this point of time. Some very positive things too I can talk about. I think in the interest of time, I will not get into it. So therefore, adoption is becoming faster. And look at, irrespective of the type of technologies we are talking about, the costs are coming down. I'm sure many of you in mechanical engineering, metallurgy science know all about 3D printing. 3D printing costs have come down by 300x in the last 20 years. Genomic sequencing has come down by as much as 100 times in the last 10 years. It's all because of technology interventions. So the government of India, rightly so, also declared the National Science Day this year as also saying that it's the global science for global well-being. That's the theme for the national science for India. And certainly, I think it comes at a point of time, perfectly timed, when G20 leadership is being done by India. Mr. Modi is currently the president, where we actually lead 20 nations of the world in terms of future a number of things. Number of engagements that we are doing, including one that I'm personally involved in, future of work, skills, and mobility. And there's several more there. But more importantly, a substantial part of these G20 countries, which are in the South, which is basically in Asia, Africa, and South Africa, are all looking towards India in terms of what India does next. I think when we get to the international platform, the bipolarity in terms of just recognizing there are 2 nations in the world which are very powerful in technology, that is China and US, is slowly disappearing. It's giving way to countries like India. So the future for all of you is very bright. A lot of people are looking towards India. When they look at India, they don't look at the map of India. They look at you, they look at me. So there's an enormous amount of responsibility for every one of you who is in science, technology, innovation, entrepreneurship, to live up to these expectations that not only the nation creates on us, the nation has created a responsibility on us, saying that we should become Atmanirbhar Bharat. But all around the world, people think India will show the leadership way. Let me conclude by saying that what all I said so far is what I learned in life. But I'm almost at the fag end of my life. But I feel one good thing about it is that I keep saying, I may be past and I'm past. What I see in front of me is my future. And the fact that I see several smiling faces, shining eyes, makes me believe my future is in your safe hands. Happy Nation Science Day. Thank you.
Thank you for those enlightening words, sir. You all are eagerly waiting for your next session to hear more about your journey as a successful entrepreneur. Now, may I request our Honorable VC and Registrar to felicitate the guests. Now, may I request Dr. Shangaru Mandal, Dean, School of Advanced Sciences, VIT-AP, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of VIT-AP University, I want to thank the chief guest of honor, the dignitaries present here, for taking out time of their busy schedule and gracing this occasion with their presence. I am also thankful to our management, respected Chancellor Sir, Vice President, Executive Director, for their constant support and encouragement. I am grateful to our VC Sir, Registrar Sir, for their constant support and guidance. I also thank the industry professionals present here and the faculty members from different institutes, schools, colleges, universities who are joining us today's event. We are glad that American Chemical Society consented to be associated with this event. I am also thankful to the Innovation Incubation Entrepreneur Cell and Central Library of our university for their assistance to organize this event. Thank you to the deans, directors, HODs, program chairs, and all section heads. My heartfelt thanks to all participants across India. I think 16 states are participating in this event today, who are actively involved in this event. I would like to close this inaugural session by thanking the entire team, our faculty colleagues, our non-teaching colleagues, CTS, IT service team, PR team, designer, the electrical staff, 360 people, our beloved scholars and students, without whom it would have been impossible to conduct such event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Shantanu. Following Sir C.V. Raman's words, success can come to you by courageous devotion to the task lying in front of you. We hope you will enjoy all the events today. Thank you.
Thank you.